up, guys? It's been like 3.5 centuries since I've actually had my face in a video. There's not really a reason for that. I should have been, having my face in more videos, so, I guess I gained more subscribers or something like that. And, yeah, so today it's not going to be like an ASL video or anything else. Pretty much just going to draw, and you guys are going to watch me, and I'll, narrate over it, and then you guys get to tell me, like, you want more videos like that, and stuff like that. Also, 90% of my life has gone to Jojo's Bizarre Adventure, so, of course, we are kind of gonna make my newer character doing, he's, like, his body pose or whatever. It's gonna be based off of, joestar, like, when he's older. Not when he's like super old, like in part 3. That's kind of how he's gonna look. And my character, no, he's not gonna have a stand or anything. But so yeah. So I hope you enjoy the video. Hope you actually enjoy seeing my face, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, so hope you enjoy. And, I'll narrate over it, and I will see you at the end of the video. So with this first clip, you're gonna see the reference photo I'm doing of joestar from part 3, Stardust Crusaders from Jojo's Bizarre Adventure. This is my newest character. I literally made like 5 days ago. As you can see on my Instagram, acres.cookie. But yeah, so right now I'm working on the pectoral muscles, which I always suck at drawing, but it's all Gucci, right? Obviously you could see I have a lot of trouble with like shoulders and arms, and honestly anything that tries or that is supposed to work together. Even though, like, these are all parts I see every single day because, I walk out and I see people's shoulders because I am short. But also I didn't really know where to put the arms since I'm not used to drawing things at like a lower view. So that was a little weird. Didn't really know where to put the hand because, my guy doesn't have a stand, so he's not like holding his stand in his arm like Joseph is. Yeah. And you can't really see this other arm that well. Yeah, and then I move it. But I don't know what to do either because, my guy, he's not wearing a hat because I can't draw hats that well. So, he's pretty much just doing a finger gun to the sky. No reason. Like, literally no reason at all. But, and I also changed the blank stare to a smile because that's fun. This part, I'm going to draw like the lower part, like the belt, the legs, which I have trouble with legs a lot because I could never get them the proper proportion, even though if I use my symmetry tool on my phone. But this guy he has like steampunk goggles like I do. They have like little spikes on them. I'll probably won't insert a picture, but you could see I have a lot of trouble with the left leg because I made it too thin there, and I think I made the right leg too thick, even though he's kind of 3/4 turned. But I was trying to make it look like he had his leg stood up on something, so it's a little more movement in it. So yeah, there was a lot of erasing in this, a lot. I was like, his calves are too big. Now his whole shin is humongous. It's bigger than his thighs. I constantly was erasing, as you could see. And then I was just like, there you go. And then I noticed the calf was literally right next to his knee, super sharp, and it's like it ended there. So yeah, that's the finished product so far. Here's the rest. Clip, you see me start off with the eye, which I started off with the mouth, but turns out the brush was really thick. It was at 15 and it needed to be at a 10, which is what I did the rest on. The app I use is IBIS Paint X. I think it's a really good program. I think it's really good for beginners at least. Or, you know, if you just kind of want something that's super simple and, you know, free. It's Android. Don't know if it's on Apple or anything. It's a really good, you know, app. I also had a lot of trouble on the forearm. It was really big, and I was like, how did that even pass with me? Yeah. And I was looking at my computer screen while I was doing it, and it wasn't really working because I'm not very hand-eye coordinated anyway. So, yeah. And also, I was trying to do 4 fingers. Well, yeah, 4 fingers in quotations, but you know, I already did 5, and then I was like, well, I already flipped that up, Billy, and yeah. I make the zipper even bigger, because why not have a giant black triangle? Then I had to do little goggles, but, you know, made it look like they were looking directly, you know, back at you, which would have looked weird, because that's, you know, not how life works. So I had to make them point down and stuff like that. And I also had to resize him because I made him smaller than one of his ears. So, you know, that's a thing. I think I start coloring now. I would recommend you do use multiple layers when you do draw, because, you know, before I knew what a layer was, I would color everything on the same layer. And I'm like, well, I have to stay inside the lines. And then I, you know, finally found out what a layer was and how to layer. So, yeah. Right here, I already used the paint bucket tool, and it filled outside. And then I filled it up right here. I think so. I don't even know what I'm doing here. I don't think you could really see the color, huh? No, yeah, you can't see the color at all. But, you know, it's like a really light purple, and I was erasing around it. So, yeah. Didn't know you couldn't even see that color. On this color on my phone looked a lot darker than it looks right here. So there is a little bit of trouble going there. Yeah, because if you look on my Instagram, you could actually see all the fluff on his chest and stuff around his neck. It's actually like a light purple, but it didn't translate that way, so I didn't use a lighter gray to like go inside of the lenses, so it's like, hey, you could actually see out of these somewhat, but I didn't want to change my layer and change the opacity and then it screw up later. And then literally everything I did was on the same layer besides the skin, and, well, besides the fur, I should say, because the shirt, the belt, the gloves, his hair, his floof, his pants, literally everything was on one layer. And then once I started adding more, it's like, hey, this app's gonna run slow from now on. So I was like, well, gotta merge. That's also why afterwards I couldn't. Oh my god. Yeah, I guess a few times it did screw up on the recording. This wasn't a screen recording, obviously you could tell by the mouse at the corner. I connected it with my laptop and then I screen recorded it on there. So yeah. Then I added the colors for him into my little palette, so I have it. Then at this point, I was listening to like a whole, not a theory, like a whole thing about the fight between All Might and All for One, and yeah, I got really distracted. In some parts, like, you could see me completely stop and listen. Then I start working on my clouds, which I haven't really worked on at all. So yeah, this is honestly how I used to draw my clouds when I was a kid too. So haven't really improved, but you know. Then later on, you see me try to shade it. It doesn't work out, so I'm like, you know what, screw it. That line was not wanting to stay straight with me, so it was like, you know what, whatever. Clouds aren't perfectly straight, so it's fine. So that's when I had to merge most of the layers. So I blurred the bottoms. And then afterward, I smudged them. So it gave it like a feathered look. Of like, I don't know, like a cloud maybe, I don't know. So it doesn't look so smooth. Because I know not a lot of clouds are super smooth and like really like out there lines. So even though I didn't mess with the tops at all, which I could have blurred them at least. But you know, at this point I was like 30-40 minutes into it, and then I was like, you know what, I'm done. And then I blurred some of the lines on the sand and smudged them later on. Like that, just so it's like, hey look, I'm sand, you know. So yeah, this is my drawing. I hope you guys enjoyed it. So that was the video, guys. I really hope you liked it. I liked the finished product. You know, it was something else, right? So thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, please like it. Comment what you want next. Any more ideas? Subscribe if you haven't already. Share it to everyone you know, your friends, family, your dog's neighbor. I don't know. So thank you so much for watching. Follow me on my Instagram at acrush.cookie, and if you want to, follow me on my TikTok, tv_cafe. Yeah. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next week. Buckle your pants.
And I got just the recipe. Hit it! Buckle your pants! Buckle your pants!